Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Amy, and I am a program officer at Jakes Gerwel Fellowship. We're an organization that supports and develops expert teachers, educational leaders, and social entrepreneurs to lead system change in education in South Africa. As an organization, we believe in purpose and living a purpose-driven life. And our purpose drives our decisions and our actions. 2 weeks ago, we started this series, and Professor Jonathan Jansen opened with an acknowledgement that this pandemic doesn't create inequality, but it is revealing inequality. If we consider what is currently happening in our country and in our world today, there is no doubt that there's an incredible need for people with a vision and with purpose. This has always been there. It's not new, but perhaps the situation that we find ourselves in today is shining a brighter light on that need. As an organization, we recognize this, and it's one of the reasons that we're doing this series. We also strongly believe in collaboration and in working together in order to achieve a greater impact. And so this week, we have the honor of speaking to 4 organizations who have purpose at the core of what they do and the scholarships and the programs that they offer. Today, I'm speaking to Allan Gray Orbis Foundation. Tomorrow, our very own Jakes Gerwel Fellowship will be presenting. On Thursday, we'll hear from Tomorrow Trust, and on Friday, the Michelle Scholarship Program. Jaime Casap of Google Education said, "Let's stop asking students what they want to be or do when they grow up. Ask them what problems they want to solve and what they need to learn in order to solve those problems." And so I encourage you to reflect on this and to join us for all of the conversations this week, and to think about the problems that you experience and the people around you experience. How do those impact you? How do they impact others? What are the solutions? What are the problems that leave you with a strong motivation to make a change? What drives you to do more, better? And to listen to the opportunities that are presented and consider who you can best partner with in order to learn and develop and grow so that you actually can go out there and make that impact. We're with you at the moment through Facebook Live and via Zoom. And when we're done here, this will be uploaded to YouTube. And we ask that you share this link with your friends and your networks. Spread this conversation and this message and this inspiration. Today, I'm joined by Zimkhitha Peter, who is Head of Programs at Allan Gray Orbis Foundation, an organization that's particularly close to my heart and a sister organization to Jakes Gerwel Fellowship. Thank you for joining us, Zimkhitha. It's wonderful to have you with us.
Thank you so much, Amy. It's great to be part of this, this amazing series that you guys are hosting.
Great. Zim, please will you start by telling us what challenge Allan Gray Orbis Foundation was created to address?
Okay. Sure, thank you so much, Amy. And I think it's amazing that you started with that quote from Prof. Jonathan Jansen of saying that COVID-19 didn't create inequality, it showed it. So as early as 1984, Mr. Gray penned this letter down around seeing the levels of poverty, unemployment, inequality then. And I'm sure now with the pandemic, they've been revealed so much more. So in its essence, that's the problem that the foundation is trying to solve, that the purpose for which it was created was to really try and tackle, because I think the problem is huge. We can't no single organization can claim to be able to solve it, but we can all contribute a little bit towards it. And the contribution that the foundation hopes to make is that it will cultivate entrepreneurs, and then these entrepreneurs will come up with solutions that will take a bite at this problem of unemployment, inequality, and poverty.
Great, thank you. Inspiring. In kind of 10 to 20 years, if you were to look back, or if you were to look in 10 to 20 years, what would success look like for you?
So I think for the foundation, it would be Allan Gray Fellows catalyzing change in social innovation, catalyzing change in the political landscape in terms of policy, and that catalyzing change by actually opening up businesses, whether for-profit or not-for-profit, and those businesses are employing people. And I think that's probably what success would look like a few years from now. And obviously, all the innovations and the impact that it will then, the ripple effect impact that will make either in families of the fellows or scholars whose lives were able to sort of meet with the foundation, or in any sphere that fellows decide to become part of in society. But it's really fellows contributing the best way they know how in society, specifically through entrepreneurship.
Okay. What are the ideal applicants that you are looking for to help you achieve this mission?
Okay. So we've got, I'm going to talk about two probably separate programs that we have. So we are a university-based fellowship. That's the first one, just like Jakes Gerwel. We're also a fellowship, not a bursary, not a scholarship, but a fellowship. So by that is that we want to get people who are on a mission to achieve the same thing or similar things. And so we are looking for first young people who are eligible to be able to go to university and complete those degrees with success with our support. That's the first one. But more than that, we're looking for young people that have the qualities and the aspiration to create the kind of change that I've spoken about, specifically through entrepreneurship. And that entrepreneurship can play itself out in different ways. It could be social, it could be for profit, not for profit, it could be business entrepreneurship, it could play itself out in there's gigpreneurship these days, there are creative entrepreneurs, there are policy entrepreneurs, so it goes across the spectrum. So we are looking for basically young people that know that I have a potential to go to university, complete a degree successfully, and I really, really desire to create change through that entrepreneurship. And you don't have to have an idea right now. You don't have to have started a business, not at all. At this stage, we're really talking about potential, and we will journey with you. We don't even want you to start immediately after you finish. It is a long-term approach. And then the last one that maybe I'll touch slightly that might not speak directly to the audience today, but they might know somebody. We do also have a high school scholarship, which then seeks for young people with big dreams, but who've got academic potential, mostly academic potential and financial need. And that particular one is even currently open as we speak.
Great, thank you. Can you talk to us a little bit more about this community and tell us a bit about how this community is activated and what is the level of engagement of these students?
Okay, sure, awesome. So first and foremost, this community is a very diverse community. It mirrors the demographics of the country, but by diversity, I mean more than that. It's very diverse. It's people that are studying different types of degrees, interested in different things, but the common thread, as I said, are people that are wanting to contribute to society. But it is an amazing community from first years to fourth years. We do have an Alumni Network with more than 500. So it is currently that community is sitting at 506, placed at different universities in the Eastern Cape, KZN recently, Free State, Gauteng, and the Western Cape. And there are various methodologies that we have of sort of engaging this community. And of course, currently it's online, but we used to, pre our COVID years, used to have sort of engagement. So I think it's a very supportive community, a community of people that peer mentor each other, like-minded individuals that challenge but support each other at the very same time. And of course, that is being coached and guided by the foundation.
Great, thank you. If an applicant is keen to apply to your scholarship or to your fellowship, what should they know before they apply?
So if you're in grade 12, maybe you should know that right now we closed, and maybe that's not very helpful to know, but we open every year, so you could apply next year. But if you're a first-year university student, you need to know that right now we are open, and we do understand that you will not have mid-year results as we need them. So you just go online for now, just submit your application form, and we will manage the sort of the academic results that we need as and when we go along. If you are currently in grade 12, you'll apply next year. If you're in grade 11, please know the opportunity will still be available next year. And then if you've got younger siblings or you know somebody with financial needs, so that's the most important thing. For our university fellowship, you don't have to have financial need. All you need to have is the academic results that we need, which is 60% in math, 70% average, and that entrepreneurial potential I spoke about. So even if you don't have to have finance, we don't use finances as a criteria. But for the scholarship in particular, that particular one for high school, that is also currently open. That one looks at candidates with academic potential and financial need. And I think that's very important for people to distinguish.
Okay, thank you. As Jakes Gerwel Fellowship is an organization that nurtures expert teachers, I really do want to ask you the question, who was your favorite teacher and why?
Okay, my favorite teacher was called Mr. Zokoza. He was my physics teacher, I think we used to have standards then. Now I'm going to reveal my age, some standard that I did. And I think the reason why it's because he always believed that I could do better than I did, and always sort of inspired me to achieve excellence and to achieve the best that I can, even though sometimes it looked like it was torture. But I realized that him holding up a standard for me, there's just a saying that say, don't lower standards, but rather keep the standards where they need to be and help people rise up to that particular occasion. And I've always had that in my mind, in my life forever, because of that teacher, to always think about rising to the occasion.
Thank you, Zim. It's something powerful to remember there, definitely. Thank you so much for sharing with us about Allan Gray Orbis Foundation. I hope that everybody will take note of the link and the website and the information so that you can connect with Allan Gray Orbis Foundation and find out a little bit more. As Zimkhitha has said, the first year application process and scholarship process is currently open. So if there's anybody who you feel will benefit from this, please do share this information with them. It's now an opportunity for you to have questions answered that you may have. And so the first question I have for you, Zimkhitha, is a question from Lerato asking if Allan Gray Orbis Foundation supports students who want to study overseas.
Yes, but there may be two things to consider. The first one, we want to make sure that particular institution overseas is also one of the best institutions. And for that, it means that it must be equivalent to the standard of a UCT in South Africa or the universities that we partner with. And the second one is that the funding you will get from the foundation will be equivalent to the funding we would have given you in South Africa if we're at UCT, which is a benchmark because it's the most expensive. And most of our candidates that are starting overseas, they are co-funded by other scholarships. And also because the benefit of the foundation is more than the funding, but it's the entrepreneurial development program, it's the mentoring, and then it's the potential access to capital once you leave university and you decide to start a business, either 10 years, 20 years, or 30 years after you've left university, and of course the community that Amy spoke about earlier. So that's why people still want to be part of it, even though they're not fully funded financially, because they understand the benefits are much bigger than just fees being paid.
Great, thanks. Another question that I have here is how many applicants are accepted to the interview stage, and then how many are accepted to the selection camp or assessment center?
Oh, cool. I would say that maybe the number to think of is that every year we are looking to offer 150 these fellowships every year. And at this stage, we don't have benchmarks in terms of how many people are we going to interview and how many people are we going to. And I think the most important thing for people to remember is we're looking for the potential that we're looking for. And so you probably are, in a way, competing against the criteria than the number of the person next to you. So if we don't make 150 that year, we'll take 130. If we have 155 people, we won't cut out the 5. So it is a number to guide us, but it's not the number that blocks us to say you are 151, therefore you're out if you meet the criteria.
Okay, thanks. Another question is, what are the partnership universities that you work with?
So partner universities, I'll run them quickly. Eastern Cape is NMU and Rhodes, UKZN, University of Free State, in Gauteng it's UP, UJ, and Wits. And then in the Western Cape, it's UWC, Stellenbosch, and UCT.
Perfect. Thank you so much. That's all the questions that we have at the moment. Thank you for sending them through to us. But if there are any other questions, please don't hesitate to check on the website or make contact with Allan Gray Orbis Foundation directly. Zimkhitha, thank you so much for joining us today and for sharing more information about the foundation. And to everybody else out there, thank you very much for coming online and for joining us today. Let's meet again tomorrow, where we'll hear from Jakes Gerwel Fellowship talking to us more about their opportunity. Until then, goodbye.